Hello, this is my recap and review of Wrestlemania 27. Let's get right to it. Show kicks off. You got that black chick, Carrie Hilson. I think she's black, or she could possibly be mixed. Singing "America the Beautiful." You know, she didn't kill it, but she wasn't bad. Seen worse. Uh, and then you got The Rock coming out. Shoots about it seems like a 20-minute promo. You know, I love The Rock and everything, but you know, with him not engaging in any conflicts in the ring except for run-ins or what have you, he's not actually, excuse me, competing in any matches. You know, his promos just don't do it for me the way they did, in the Attitude Era. You know, the promo is supposed to lead up to a match, and it's nice that he's so talented on the microphone. But if he can't, turn that into some type of match, it doesn't do it for me. If I want to see him talk, I'll just, watch one of his crappy movies. But he cuts a 15-minute promo, and then we got our first match, Del Rio versus Edge. I don't know why Vince McMahon decided to open WrestleMania with the World Heavyweight Title match. You'd think that this would be one of the main events. But he kicks it off nonetheless with this match. Wasn't a great match. Wasn't a bad match. I've seen better from Edge, obviously, and back and forth, and Edge emerges victorious. And while he's walking up the ramp or whatever they walk through, he decides to trash Del Rio's car. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm sure a lot of other people were cringing. I'm somewhat of a car enthusiast, and when I see such a beautiful machine like that get wrecked, I could think of 100 better ways to, try to get a reaction out of the fans. I wish they could have just, instead of wrecking it, just put it in my garage, But, yeah, he, with the crowbar, smashes it up, keys it, scratches the hell out of it, and, there you have it. Our next match, Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes. This one obviously had no gold on the line. There was no title involved. So Mysterio, he's a former world champion, but he's not a main eventer anymore. You could have had him and Cody Rhodes open this card. Since there's nothing on the line here, it's just a feud. You could have had this be the opener. It makes a lot more sense. I don't understand why you'd put this match after a World Heavyweight Title match. It makes absolutely no sense. So, it was a decent match. Not a 5-star match, obviously, but not a poor match either. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 also. The winner is Cody Rhodes. Not too much there. Then you got a backstage segment with Snoop Dogg. Now, this is ridiculous. I mean, I didn't order WrestleMania to see Hornswoggle or Great Khali or Zack Ryder jumping up and down like monkey asses, singing. It's just not my cup of tea. Maybe little kids might like that, but it's the biggest show of the year. You got to put your stars up there and perform. We don't want to see Hornswoggle jumping up and down like a dumbass. That's not why we paid $55, Our next match, 8-man tag match. This was a filler, completely waste of time. The match literally lasted about 3 minutes. It was Show, Kane, Kofi, and Santino against the Core. Lasted about 3 minutes. Big Show comes in, KO punches Slater and gets the victory. Waste of fucking time. Alright, now we have a backstage segment that's actually worth seeing with The Rock and Eve and Austin. It was pretty good seeing The Rock and Austin face to face. We haven't seen that in a long time in the WWE. Brought back some nostalgia, I'm sure, to some of you. But there you have it. Our next match was Orton versus CM Punk. This was one of the matches I was looking forward to since I'm such a fucking Orton mark. I think he's the best that WWE has right now. I think he's better than Cena. I just think that, they need to push him a little harder. They're not really, they don't let him get behind the mic as much as they used to. He's getting kind of stale. but he still by far has the best gimmick, and combine that with his wrestling ability. Excuse me. He's by far WWE's best talent. But this match, it was a pretty good match as well. Not anything too flashy. Usually in WrestleMania, you see a lot of the talent try to up their game a little bit. Take some bumps that they normally wouldn't take. But you didn't see it really in this WrestleMania, except for the Triple H versus Undertaker match. Most of the superstars, just went about the business as if it were Raw or SmackDown. But yeah, CM Punk catapults himself off the top rope. Orton catches him in midair, RKO's him, gets the clean 1-2-3, and Orton is victorious. Then we have another skit with The Rock, no problem, but you add Pee Wee Herman into the mix, it doesn't really do it for me. Pee Wee Herman is such a geek, it's not my really cup of tea there. Then we have a little segment with the Hall of Fame inductees, receive standing ovation. Shawn Michaels obviously receives a standing ovation. Pretty good moment. And then we get to Michael Cole versus Jerry Lawler with Austin as a special referee. Okay, this match is the match that I have most issue with on the show. It's obviously the match that nobody expects that is gonna come out a 5-star match, right? Michael Cole, we obviously know, has no wrestling ability whatsoever. Lawler is in his 60s. He's an announcer. These two cannot wrestle a lick, okay? I don't understand what McMahon is thinking, giving him 30 minutes of airtime on the biggest show of the year when you have superstars in the back like Sheamus and Daniel Bryan and countless others who work their ass off on the road the whole year, working 250 nights, 300 nights a year, busting their ass, and they don't get a spot at WrestleMania, but these two idiots get 30 minutes, and it was brutal. It's brutal. Michael Cole, he can't even properly apply an ankle lock without looking like a jackass. This match was just a waste of time. If Austin weren't in the mix, I would have probably changed the channel and not changed it back. Seriously, this match was just ridiculous. I don't know what McMahon is thinking, and he obviously is making, is high on it because they're gonna have a rematch at Extreme Rules, which boggles my mind. I was thinking of ordering Extreme Rules. I might not even order it now. This is ridiculous. Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler should have, just ended the rivalry at WrestleMania, and that's it. I don't ever want to see it again. I don't mind Michael Cole's heel gimmick. It actually brings a little bit of a spice to the TVs, but having them wrestle 30 minutes is ridiculous. The winner is Jerry Lawler, and then the anonymous GM decides to overturn it, and the winner by disqualification is Cole. Nobody really gives a fuck. Okay, then next up we have the match of the night. No holds barred. Undertaker versus Triple H. Great entrances, epic entrances. Triple H used one of my favorite Metallica songs. From Who the Bells Toll. Great epic entrances from the Undertaker as well. Great match. They're both kicking out of each other's finishes. Undertaker kicked out of multiple pedigrees. Triple H kicked out of the Last Ride, out of the chokeslam, out of the tombstone. He took a big bump through the table. Took a back body drop off the announcer's table. It was obviously match of the night, and it was a 5-star match at that. But in the end, Undertaker gets Triple H in a Hell's Gate. No choice but to tap. Then we got a 6-person tag match coming up. We got Stratus, Snooki, and Morrison versus Lay Cool and Ziggler. There was a lot of controversy because there were reports, not even reports, Morrison basically, he confirmed it on his Twitter account that they had given Stratus the cold shoulder because she took Melina's spot in the WrestleMania match, which, that's pretty unprofessional. It isn't Stratus's decision. It's McMahon's. He's going to put whoever thinks is going to make the most money, get him the most buy rates. If he thinks Trish Stratus and Snooki are going to do a better job getting buy rates, then he's going to put them in the match. If they have beef with any of the booking, then they take it up with the bookers, not with the people who's participating in the match. The only thing that Melina can do, up her game, up her wrestling ability, try to work on her charisma a little bit. She's kind of lacking right there. Come back next year, and when it gets to McMahon's desk, put McMahon in a situation where he has no choice but to choose you. But obviously, they chose to take the low road and give each other cold shoulders. But Snooki, I was pretty impressed that she was able to do a cartwheel. I didn't even think she would be able to do that, and she gets the victory over Michelle McCool. She did a cartwheel and a backflip into a frog splash kind of thing, and then we get to the main event. We have The Miz versus Cena. Obviously, this was probably the worst match on the card, besides the 8-man tag match. You know what you're getting. You got two people, they have, somewhat good charisma, The Miz and Cena, but they can't work. They can't wrestle. So you got a pretty good lead up. You got The Rock involved in it a little bit. But when it comes down to one-on-one, mano-y-mano, they can't put on a good show. There was, their timing was off. Cena took a couple questionable bumps that, people were like, whoa, There were like groans in the crowd as well because, Cena, he does not know how to work. Plain and simple, So, in the end, The Miz is standing outside. Cena comes and tackles him to the concrete. The Miz suffers a legitimate concussion. The match ends in a draw. The Rock comes out, restarts the match, gives Cena a rock bottom. The Miz gets the 1, 2, 3, and he retains the title. Overall, wasn't the worst WrestleMania. It wasn't the best, obviously. But I just expected a little bit more from The Rock, He was involved in, it was a great storyline he was involved with. There was a lot of great build-up. This WrestleMania was advertised and promoted so well. On his Twitter, he was talking about this and that. He's gonna whoop John Cena, blah blah blah. It kind of lured people, I think, to buy WrestleMania, thinking he was gonna, get in a match. But if I would have known that he was just gonna come in and from behind and attack Cena and not actually work a match, I probably wouldn't have ordered it. But out of 5, I'd give this WrestleMania a 2.5. It's pretty much in the middle. Out of 27 WrestleManias, it's probably better than maybe 12. It probably, worse than maybe 13 or 14. It's around the middle area. So there you have it. That's my recap and review of WrestleMania 27. Comment, rate, and subscribe. I'm out.